हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे चैनल इग्नो सेंटर पर। तो दोस्तों, आप सभी को हमने पार्ट 2 में आपका क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 और क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 करके दिखाया है, जो कि आपका रिलेटेड है MG03 सॉल्व असाइनमेंट 2020 टू 21 का जिसका था। और आज हम कराने जाएंगे आपको 04 और 05 क्वेश्चन, जो कि आपका पार्ट 3 का वीडियो रहेगा। तो दोस्तों, आप सभी को हम बता दें कि अगर आप हमारे चैनल पर नए जुड़े हैं तो चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और साथ ही साथ बेल आइकन को दबा दें, ताकि अगर कोई नया नोटिफिकेशन आए तो आपको मिल जाए इसी चैनल पर। तो दोस्तों, हम नोटिफिकेशन इग्नो से रिलेटेड और जो आपके असाइनमेंट रहते हैं उसके रिलेटेड लेते आते हैं इसी चैनल पर। और कृपया करके आप लाइक और कमेंट करना ना भूलें, ताकि हमको भी इनकरेज मिले। दोस्तों, हम बहुत मेहनत करते हैं आप सबको ये असाइनमेंट के लिए। हम अपना फ्री टाइम निकाल कर आप सबका असाइनमेंट कर रहे हैं, तो दोस्तों हमको भी कुछ कमेंट और लाइक तो बनता है। तो दोस्तों, आज स्टार्ट करते हैं आपका क्वेश्चन नंबर 4। व्हाट रोल डू अजीज फील्डिंग एंड गोडबोले प्ले इन अ पैसेज टू इंडिया। और आपका आंसर रहेगा डॉक्टर अजीज। The character of Dr. Aziz is peculiarly fascinating. He is a Muslim physician who tries desperately to anglise himself and to get acceptance into British society. But failing, he has become outwardly scornful and inwardly resentful towards the whites. Being sensitive and sentimental, he is tossed and thrown by every random gust of emotion. He has a childlike inconsistency, although eager to measure up to English standard of Puritan rectitude. Aziz live closer to the literal fact of his emotion. For good or bad, he is more human. He, like his friend, is not prompt, not efficient, not neat, not really convinced of Western ideas, even in science, and he, like them, is aware of his faults. He is hypersensitive, imagining sights even when they are none, because they have actually been so many. He is full of humanity and full of contempt, and desperately want to be liked. He is not his hero, but his heroes are the chivalrous emperor Babur and Alamgir. Of late, he has been touched by the feeling of a rising nationalism in India, but on the whole, he is never able to repudiate his emotional contradiction. Dr. Aziz has an overwhelming love for the mosques. Though not religious, his sense of beauty awakes at the sight of mosques and remind him of the glory of Islam, of which he is greatly proud. He takes great delight in the recollection of the Mughal Empire and wants to bring back monarchy in India. In generosity and hospitality, he compares himself with Babur. In matter of state, his idol is Aurangzeb. Commenting on his entirely Muslim ideas, E.M. Foster's right a mosque by winning his approval let loose his imagination. The temple of another creed, Hindu, Christian, or Greek, would have bored him and failed to awaken his sense of beauty. Here was Islam, his own country, more than a faith, more than a battle cry, more, much more. Islam, an attitude towards life, both exquisite and durable, where his body and his thought found their home. Dr. Aziz is a man of emotional nature, susceptible to wave of nostalgia. He never applies reason and logic, even in his personal relationship. He is always carried away by the most irrational sequence of emotions and sentiments. The estrangement between him and Mr. Fielding can fairly be attributed to this defect in Aziz's character. Being suspicious and sentimental, he failed to appreciate the heroism of Miss Adela Quest. Again, to his emotion nature that make him willing captive of Mrs. Mori, and he become ready to lay down his life for her. His emotional nature is also reflected in his love for poetry. He himself is a poet, and at times he delights his readers with verses from the famous Urdu poet Hafiz Ali, Ghalib, and Iqbal. The poetry of Ghalib transports him to a world of romance and beauty, where eternal joys bloom like flower, where moon never wanes, and where the waterfall shoot from the eternal fountains. The subject of his own poems are the decay of Islam and the brevity of love. He writes poetry in a conventional style with a stroke of his pen. He can generate roses and nightingales. His poetry is full of pathos and satire, but it is not nurtured by personal experience. It does not come from the depth of his heart. Later on, he decided to write poetry for the masses. He believed that the song of the future must transcend caste or creed. It should be at the lips of all, but he is never able to write such type of poetry. So friend, till here we done with number 4 questions answer, and now we begin with our next question, which is number 5. And the question is, bring out the difference between the major character in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie. And the answer is Miss Jean Brodie, a portrayal of her favorite teacher, Miss Christina K. Spark, writes her novel from her experience in life. The prime of Miss Jean Brodie is the story of her 12 years spent in James Gillespie School for Girls, Edinburgh, Scotland. The school was founded by a rich merchant, James Gillespie. He gave sufficient money to the school, and Spark acknowledged his service. The girl of moderate family couldn't study in the school, for the expenses at the school were not much. She could study through her parents had just enough money for school expenses. In the novel, the school is named as Markia Blythe School for Girls. The center protagonist in the fiction, Miss Jean Brodie, a middle-aged ideal teacher, is a portrayal of her favorite teacher, Miss Christina K. She has a nice personality, and her students admire her. Her destination is her nonconformist method of teaching and devotion to pupils to make the girls student outstanding individual in the society. Thus, the method of teaching and relation between a teacher in a school is a major theme of the fiction. And now, number 1 point. Miss Brodie has almost all the questions of Miss K. Miss Brodie in the fiction has almost all the quality of Miss K. A fascinating personality, though she is 43 years old. Beside her knowledge of the teaching subject, she has versatile interest. She admires creative artists Leonardo da Vinci, Botticelli, and others. Mussolini and his fascism. Her strong non-conformist view on education are to make the latent quality of students come out or lead out. Her method of teaching is dramatic to make the subject interesting for the student. Miss Brodie's approach is interdisciplinary. Like Miss K, Brodie has knowledge of theology, literature, health, and beauty care. However, in the fiction, Brodie is different from Miss K and has faults which led her to fall. Second point, similarities between Miss K and Brodie. Like Miss K, Brodie took her loyal girl to theatre, concern film, modern poetic play and seasons of important poets, poem reading and paid for them out her own pocket. Miss K also believed that the girl's parents have only marginal interest in the girl's culture development, so girls' knowledge of the external world alone will help them to realize the true position in society. Miss K stresses the need for team spirit. Brodie, in a Pharisee individualist spark, was a favorite student of Miss K. Brodie also loved her favorite student. And our next point, Miss K was nothing like Miss Brodie in the fiction. The author in her curriculum vitae clearly states that Miss K was nothing like Miss Brodie in the fiction. Miss Brodie's romantic life in the fiction was not like Miss K. There would have been no question of a love affair with the art master or a sex affair with the singing master. As in Miss Brodie's life, Miss K was 50 years old when she thought struck. So friend, till here your number 5 question was also done, and hope you all like the video and get knowledge from it and also get help to do your assignment. So friend, I do a lots of researches and lots of struggle for you all, so please help me by subscribing my channel and like the video, and please don't forget to subscribe and comment, because it was the most suitable thing that you do for me. Thank you.